Welcome back to Inside Games, the only gaming news channel brave enough to complain about advertising while also accepting sponsorships.
Hey, Bruce, now that you mention it, I've been playing this just wild new mobile game that I can't put down, and I can't wait to tell you all about it. It's called
Whoa, hold on. You set off the hard R warning here. You can't, we don't do that here. We got perilously close to losing our moral high ground there.
That's what the warning's for?
Oh, goodness. Oh, for games journalists can never give that up.
I've taken a Raid sponsorship, and you can just set it on autoplay and put it in a tiny window. Jacob showed me that.
Actually, me too, yeah. Man, it's really good we had that alarm system installed, huh? We could have lost it all.
It's already paid for itself, or maybe a sponsorship will pay for it, who knows? Which might be what Ubisoft is already thinking after pushing some full-blown pop-up advertisements in some of their full-priced games.
It was one of those bound to happen, but you hate to see it. Specifically, in this case, we're talking about Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey. Two games, they've been out for a few years now.
Yeah, fans were not pleased after they noticed Black Friday promotions for the new Assassin's Creed Mirage in the maps of both games.
That's the one thing you need, and they know it. A clip posted on X just shows a whole ass game blocking pop-up right after a player tries to open the in-game map, advertising a 20% off Black Friday sale.
20% off? I gotta go buy that. Honestly, kind of not really that great of a deal, is it? To answer that question, we're gonna throw to Charlotte, who's currently in the Temu Temple of Deals. Charlotte, how excited are you to save $10 on Assassin's Creed Mirage?
I already bought it, but not because of a pop-up ad, but because I'm stupid and continue to play those games. They scratch that itch, and it's a morbid curiosity at this point. Also, I really liked Odyssey and Valhalla. Anyway, Bruce, might I add that at Temu, your $10 goes further than ever, such as this fabulous 2-in-1 glass ceramic tile cutter with knife wheel, diamond roller cutter, cutting machine opener, breaker tools, accessories.
All right, that's a joke. We're not sponsored by Temu. It's all a joke.
Oh man, I was hoping to snag a 2-in-1 glass ceramic tile cutter, knife, diamond cutter.
Santa just might keep that in mind.
Well, getting back to the story at hand, unfortunately, Santa did not have unmolested gaming in his sack for Assassin's Creed fans. Oh, come on. As Reddit user PineWalk1 put it, this kind of shit should be considered unacceptable. Ubisoft blamed a technical error for the ads, telling Eurogamer that they've now been disabled. What bug is gonna... They said, we have been made aware that some players encountered pop-up ads while playing certain Assassin's Creed titles yesterday. This was the result of a technical error that we addressed as soon as we learned of the issue, as said by a spokesperson.
The weird ad bug, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's that bug.
Yeah, I mean, don't you hate those bugs? The technical errors that cause your company to accidentally develop a whole pop-up pushing system, and then also incidentally turns them exactly on when you have a sale you want to promote?
Man, those tech errors sure are pesky and awfully conveniently timed.
While really annoying, this practice isn't exactly new, is it, Charlotte?
No. As GamesIndustry.biz pointed out, Ubisoft has been promoting other Assassin's Creed games via each title's main menu for a few years, but this was different because it was the first time ads had appeared in actual games. The latest controversy comes as Microsoft has been using full-screen Xbox pop-up ads to promote its own games, to the annoyance of some Xbox owners.
These events sadly erode the traditional boundaries between marketing and games content. But this is, of course, not the first time anything like this has happened.
Yeah, won't be the last either. God damn it. If we step back a bit further, advertising has been in video games since they've been around. It started out pretty unobtrusive because it always starts that way, but over the years it's just become more and more prevalent.
The very first in-game ad was way back in 1978, tucked away in a text-based game called Adventureland.
That was fun. Developer Scott Adams wrote a few lines plugging his next game, Pirate Adventure, and voila, games marketing was born.
A few years later, another milestone was set in a game about beer.
Yeah, in 1983, a game called Tapper made history as the first Advergame. The game about serving Budweiser to patrons was installed in bars and featured a prominent logo for the beer manufacturer. Unfortunately, you could not get into a fight in the parking lot. As the 90s dawned, we saw games like Chex Quest, a cereal-themed version of Doom, Yo Noid, featuring the Domino's Pizza mascot, and Cool Spot, whose protagonist was the 7-Up mascot.
He's so cool with his glasses.
So cool. He said cool spot. He's cool.
Well, you could argue those games are explicitly plugging their product, given that the entire game was built around them. It's on the cover. It's pretty obvious.
Still, Even for games that aren't specifically made around a particular brand, there's a long history of sneaky advertising in full-price games.
Yeah, Crazy Taxi on the Dreamcast. It had product placement for companies like Levi's and Pizza Hut.
2006's Battlefield 2142, the game that people love to talk about how much they loved, had billboards for stuff like Pepsi. Which is kind of strange for a futuristic shooter set 150 years in the future.
Are you insinuating Pepsi won't stand the test of time? Can't wait to live on Pepsi Planet. A little more recently, 2010's Alan Wake prominently featured Energizer batteries. That was a weird one. Even weirder, 2019's weirdo art house walking sim Death Stranding always offered a fresh and chilled Monster Energy for its protagonist Sam Bridges. What the hell are you doing?
In 2020, developer 2K came under fire after it added unskippable ads into NBA 2K21's pre-game loading screens. After an outcry from fans, 2K backed down, claiming it was a mistake.
Really strange mistakes over and over like this. But they result in unwanted ad revenue, and nobody wants that ad revenue.
I'm sure since it was a mistake that Ubisoft will forward all of the accidental sales they made to some charitable cause. I'm sure that announcement's coming anytime now. But this won't surprise you. EA, of course, has been a huge fan of in-game advertising over the years in games like Madden.
Meanwhile, just a few months ago, Mortal Kombat 11 players were peeved to see ads for Hogwarts Legacy once again in their full-priced game.
Weird demographic appeal there, too.
Yeah, I know. It's WB, of course.
Yeah, it's all Warner, so... All right, to sum up, Ubisoft Ubisoft advertised a new Assassin's Creed game and an existing Assassin's Creed game. Said they made a little whoopsie. We all know it wasn't, and that's a little insulting, right? But what are you going to do?
Is it new? Not even close. Is it annoying? You better believe it.
And it's probably not going away. So what can gamers do? Do we just have to sit there and let them advertise to our soft pudding brains, or is there a way to get around this? What do y'all think? The march of... To me, it's like nickel and diming, just finding all the angles you can chip off of people, new ways to get their attention or their money. Is there any way to avoid this?
Charlotte, what do we do?
Buy the things they're advertising. Maybe they'll stop.
Wow, sound advice.
If you give them what they want, they'll probably go away. Like if you give a stray cat food.
That's right. You're right.
I mean, it's a valid point. If you already own Assassin's Creed Mirage, does it still hit you with a pop-up?
That is really annoying. Like, I mean, Ubisoft is probably one of the most heinous with the in-game advertising. There's another one I played recently that it escapes me, but just like ads everywhere. And the worst part about like the Assassin's Creed games is that they have enough bloat just in terms of content, like the menus themselves and the actual like cosmetics and upgrades and then buying experience so you don't have to play their long game as long. Is it already feels like you're being chipped at, and then to get an ad for another game that does the same thing is just so bleak. It's just, I don't know. It's like, it's just how things are, I guess, when you have a company that big.
I agree. I think, like you said, once a company gets to a certain size, I think once a brand hits a certain amount of revenue, it crosses over a threshold where it doesn't try to earn your time and attention anymore, and instead it's more about knowing that you're a captive audience and then cashing out on your attention span. And it's not always easy to know when that switch gets flipped, but you can kind of tell. I feel like Assassin's Creed is well beyond that line. The games don't seem like they are trying to do anything particularly new or eye-catching, because they used to. But I think they know they don't have to get your attention anymore. Kind of like Call of Duty this year. It felt like they didn't have to care anymore because they don't. That's not where the money comes from. But for you as a player, I think the way you can get away from some of this stuff, from the nickel and diming and just constantly trying to chip away at your wallet, is to not play branded games anymore. Step away from the big AAA franchises. It takes a little more research, but it's honestly not that bad. Every big game has like a smaller AA indie kind of version of it that is a little more pure, a little more direct, and definitely more hungry for your time and money than some of these bigger games are. So yeah, just look into the AA scene, find some developers and publishers you like, and stay at that tier. The big stuff, it used to be so prestige because it had all the budget. Now I think they figured out the economy of everything, so they don't have to wow you with awesome gameplay anymore.
You all know my mantra: don't buy it. It's literally just what Lawrence said, but a very short version. Just don't buy it. If you see ads in it, don't buy it. Tell your friends not to buy it. And I know you're like, but Bruce, I don't understand. This is the advertisements are gonna come regardless of if you don't buy it. Well then, I don't know. Be fatalistic about it. You know what I did see recently in the last couple episodes on Inside Games? I did see that we talked about Sony, and I did see that we talked about GTA, and we said how they were going to be more expensive, and they're buying remasters, and I saw a lot of comments saying, well, we'll buy them. We'll buy them. We're going to pay $80 for GTA. We'll buy the remaster. And I was like, no, guys, you're not understanding. Because if you encourage them, if you do that over and over, they will continue to raise prices and continue to put advertisements in video games. So you got to draw the line somewhere, like Lawrence said. So just do that.
It's annoying though, even on the sale day when you're like, okay, I can get it for less. Even then, they compromise such a beautiful tradition as Black Friday when I can pay less. I said once on Twitter that I didn't need Far Cry 6 to be good. I needed it to be $15. And that's how we should treat them. But they can't ruin the purity of a cheaper Ubisoft game. God damn it. Now I feel filthy for having bought it without even seeing the pop-up.
They can't keep doing
They can't keep getting away with this, yeah. He can't keep getting away with it.
Oh, man. You know what? Speaking of spending your money, people do that on the Inside Games Patreon, supporting us, making episodes here. And here are patrons that have supported every single sponsor we've ever had. It's not true. Red N003, Zach the Hack, Shaky Pants, Brandon Young, and Matt Bogenberger.
Right, they're running low. They're trying to buy everything on Temu?
Never heard it out loud.
Me neither. Yeah, apparently we didn't say it right, or I don't know.
Oh, we didn't say it right? Oh, that was Temu.
It leads to a funny comment. I thought it was pronounced Temu, not Temu. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Tell us in the comments. Spell it out for us, please. My patrons, I got some patrons here. They've protested the whole capitalist system so hard they're off the grids. They won't even hear this, but we're shouting them out anyway. Cash Putnam, UESC Battleroy, Dane Ottman, and J Embers 87. Watch out for those coyotes, huh?